Howdy folks, I'm Scoryth, the Crimson Renegade, and welcome back to a special bonus episode of Final Fantasy VII. Here I'm going to be showing off the summons of the game that I did not show off during the game. This first one here is the Chocomog materia. This is the one materia that actually has two separate animations. One is called Death Blow, as you see here. The other one is called Fat Chocobo, and I won't be able to show it off here because it's a random chance of showing up. It's like a 1 in 64th chance, so I won't be able to show that one off here. This one here is Shiva, Diamond Dust. I'll be showing you all of the summons that are available in the game, with the exception of Knights of the Round, which I did not obtain because it requires a lot of grinding and a lot of things to do. I will get around to it eventually, but just not during this this recording session. By the way, Chocomog was a wind elemental attack, and Shiva is obviously ice based. This is the fire based summon. This one is Ifrit, called Hellfire. Probably one of the few times that Ifrit actually looks more human than like a demon. In other Final Fantasy games, it looks more like a demon than a human. At least in my opinion. Here is misspelled Judgment Bolt. This is the lightning summon, Ramuh. Remember, these summon materia also gain levels like any other materia, but instead of becoming stronger in any way, all they really do is just allow you to summon them more times during a single battle. For each star that you gain in that summon, it allows you to summon it more than one time. Obviously, if you have 2 stars, you can summon it twice, three stars for 3 times, and so on and so forth until you master it. This is Anger of the Land. This is Titan. Obviously an Earth Elemental materia, so Earth Elemental summon rather, so flying enemies would be completely immune to any damage from that one. This one here is Odin. This is the other materia that actually has 2 separate animations. This one here that you're seeing is Steel Bladed Sword. This is the one that usually most enemies will be getting if you summon it during a standard battle, because it can cast instant death, as you'll see here on these 3 enemies here. He slices through them, and they all 3 will die. 1, 2, 3, just like that, and it is instant death. You will never see that summon on bosses or on extremely strong enemies like this one here back in the Gelnica airplane, the sunken airplane. Instead, you'll get this one here called Gungalance, I'm not really sure how to pronounce it, but this one here does not cast instant death. It's just basically a pretty powerful physical attack. Instead of coming down and hitting the enemy with a sword, he just throws a giant lance in the air, and it comes down and hits the enemy. Pretty decent amount of damage, but really nothing special about it at all. Whereas Steel Bladed Sword can inflict instant death, this one just does a massive amount of damage. And that's Odin. This one here is Tidal Wave. This is a water-based summon. This is obviously Leviathan. And if you remember, Leviathan is one of the harder ones to find. You have to be back at the Gaia's Glacier, and you need to go to the hot springs and interact with the hot springs to get, I guess, just get your hands in the hot springs or whatever, and then go find that lady hidden in the cave, and then fight her, kill her, and you'll get the Leviathan summon. Oh, that's the right one. Leviathan summon is from Wutai. I'm sorry, I'm confusing it with another materia. It's kind of rare. The Leviathan is summon you get for completing the pagoda at Wutai, the Yuffie's side quest thing. This one here we've seen once during the series. This is Bahamut. I showed this one off during the fight against the Demon Wall in the Temple of the Ancients, because this was the strongest attack I had, because it actually bypasses any defenses, and the Demon Wall had pretty strong defense. So that was only able to deal a massive amount of damage was through that one. This one here is the the multi-elemental summon called Kujata, I believe is how you pronounce it. It is, as you can see, it's using ice, lightning, and then there's fire there, and then it follows up with a earth attack. Like I said, it is multi-elemental, similar to Magic Breath. My problem with using this is that if any enemy can absorb any one of those elements, it will absorb the entire attack, and therefore making it completely useless. So you want to keep that in mind. This is the summon that I was referring to just a minute ago that I actually got confused. This is the Alexander summon. It's called Judgment, again misspelled. This is the one where you go to Gaia's Glacier, put your hands in the hot springs, and then go and interact with the lady in the cave, and beat her, and she gives you this summon. This is Alexander. So this is one of the more rare summons, because whereas most summons will just be on the ground, you just pick it up in certain areas, you can actually very easily miss the Alexander summon. Now here, this one is called Phoenix. As you can see, Yuffie is down for this particular battle, and I did that for, I deliberately killed her before the battle for a reason. I wanted to show this off. Phoenix not only does fire damage to all enemies on the field, pretty decent fire damage actually, it also revives any fallen allies with full HP. So you can see here, once Phoenix is complete, Yuffie is back up with full health. So that's a really good summon to use in case you're in a desperate situation. You need to get your allies back up with a full health and you don't have a revive materia, or you're lower out of Phoenix Downs. Here is Bahamut's slightly stronger brother, Neo Bahamut. He takes a giant chunk out of the ground, and apparently decides to change color too. He's a bright red now. Kind of unusual wings too. Now, the reason I didn't use summons very much, I think I might have explained this during the series, but just in case I didn't, I'll go ahead and explain here. The summons, for one thing, they take a long time. You can see these animations take up to 30-40 seconds a piece, which is just, it's a long time when you're just trying to deal a little bit of damage, especially considering most summons only deal one hit. They don't hit, there's not many multi-hit summons. But they take a long time, and really the damage they deal is not really that much more significant than the damage you can deal with normal magic, especially if you worked it up as well as I did. This one here, this is the Hades summon. I did use this particular materia often, pairing it with the added effect materia on my armor, because this actually can inflict multiple status ailments. It's not quite as strong or quite as good as a ribbon accessory, but if you don't have another ribbon, or if you know you're going up against an enemy that can cast a particular status ailment that a Hades can inflict or prevent with an added effect materia, put that added effect materia with Hades on your armor, and that will help you vastly against many status afflictions. This is another rare to find summon. This one is called, how do you pronounce it? Typhon, I believe. This one you got in the Ancient Forest, if my memory serves me correctly. The Ancient Forest is the forest that is next to Cosmo Canyon, that you can only access with a mountain climbing chocobo, or a gold chocobo if you even got one, or if you decided to wait until you defeated Ultima Weapon, and then he destroys the land enough that you can actually just walk up there on foot. This one here is Terra Flare. This is the last summon that you're able to. This last summon that I had, therefore I was able to get. This is the third form of Bahamut, called Bahamut Zero. This one is semi-rare, as long as you didn't miss the two Bahamuts before. The first Bahamut material you get, I believe, in the Temple of the Ancients, after defeating the Red Dragon, when you learn about the secret of the temple and the black materia and all that stuff. That's how you get the Bahamut materia, and the Neo Bahamut materia, I'm blanking on the exact moment when I got it. It's been a while since I played the game, but if you look back in the series, you'll see when I got it. And as long as you have Bahamut and Neo Bahamut, and you've gotten, I believe, if you successfully get the materia out of the rocket in Rocket Town before it hits Meteor, if you're able to get that materia, the huge materia, you can use, and you have Bahamut and Neo Bahamut, you can talk to that materia in Cosmo Canyon and get the Bahamut Zero materia. And that's what that summon is there. And there's the summon showcase. Like I said, I don't have Knights of the Round to show off there. If I get it, I intend to eventually come back to this game at some point and do the things that I didn't show off and didn't do. There's a secret area in the back of Cosmo Canyon that I didn't show. And some other things some other side quests that I didn't do, and eventually I will come back and do those, as well as defeating the optional super bosses, Emerald and Ruby Weapon. I'll probably come back and do those eventually, just not right away. But I wanted to at least show off the summons that I had so far, since I didn't show hardly any of them during the main series. Well, that'll do it for the summon showcase, as I said. Hope you guys enjoyed Final Fantasy VII. And until more episodes come out, which will probably be a while, this has been Final Fantasy VII. This is my Final Fantasy VII playthrough. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm Scoryth, the Crimson Renegade. Don't forget to check out the links in this video for more of my stuff. And thanks so much for watching. I'll see you later.